My heart shatters into a million pieces. This is perfection? How did I not know about it sooner? A witch and her shadow, Pokemon regional variants. We have Hatterene as Ronnie. We have Lucario as Blaidd. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it has 38,000 likes. This went massively viral and somehow I missed it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The only reason I did Ronnie's questline was to get more story about Blaidd. So this representation for Pokemon, I don't have any more words besides perfection. And there's much more art with Pokemon Elden Ring, the Land Between regional variant, and it's all so good. So that's what this video is going to be about. Don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below, and support the artist. Bromo Jumbo is the most talented Fakemon artist there is. There is no question, and I'm pretty sure you will agree with me by the end of this video. The giant rot dogs are pure nightmare fuel, yet this art keeps it G-rated for Pokemon while preserving the entire identity of the foul beast. Incredible. And the crazy thing is, this isn't Mightyena, it's Tyrunt and Tyrantrum. Yet, it translates better than any kind of canine Pokemon with rot. The creativity, the Pokemon selection, again, perfection. And it keeps on going. Corviknight, as one of the rot birds, once again, being able to, like, you can just identify what Corviknight is supposed to be from Elden Ring, while not making it just complete nightmare fuel. Awesome. And then the bears, it seems like a free translation, but still well done. You know which giant grizzly bear that is because of the markings, and Ursaring was already there. And I'm actually kind of surprised. Oh, actually, no, I'm not surprised because Pokemon Legends Arceus was complete garbage. But yeah, like, how do you screw up a regional variant for Pokemon Legends, not make it look closer to this, and then we get whatever abomination the Ursaring is in Pokemon Legends? Oh, perfection strikes again, but also dealing direct mental damage. Behold, a maiden. Just not the kind of maiden we want. Man, like, when I was playing the game, the Iron Maidens, so I was like, whenever you got the loading screens, you saw them pop up, my first thought is, I don't want to ever encounter those. But you will. And it's going to be as terrifying as you can imagine. But Cofagrigus, like, it's free. It seems like the obvious choice, and it is. But still being able to figure it out, go, yo, let's make a Pokemon Iron Maiden because it's possible. Let's go Cofagrigus, and then let's make the art perfectly represent the character. Awesome. Just amazing. Same thing for the pots. I would have never thought that you could Pokemonify the pots. Like, even like Electrode or Voltorb doesn't make a lot of sense. Sinistea Poltergeist. Duh. And with that, we have 100% Living Jar identity preserved, but also still 100% Pokemon at the same time for a regional variant. And all the details are there. Everything just makes sense. We got the little pot as Sinistea because there's the smaller Living Jars, and then we have the big ones, and they get the big old mitts out because that's going to be Poltergeist, and he runs around, takes it over. And no, there's nothing forced here. That's the great thing about the concepts here. It's what it is. One is Kind, the other is Grafted. Who would think Druddigon? Who would go, yo, you know what Pokemon we can make work in Elden Ring? Druddigon. And you know what? It works really well. But then we have Godric the Barbarical. Ugh. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. How could you not? Who even remembers that Barbarical exists as a Pokemon? This guy. And then he gets the perfect graft theme going on. Phantom Trevenant. There's all kinds of rot and poison and nonsense in the lands between. And it's perfect. That's a good representation. I can identify what's going on there. It's like, yeah, that is some kind of horrific thing that would come out of Elden Ring, but it's Trevenant as well. Very familiar, very identifiable as a Pokemon. Got to go pre-evolution, make it work. I mean, Phantom just is the spirit of lost children in the woods anyway, so it's not even like you're making that hardcore of a transition from Pokemon to Elden Ring. And isn't Trevenant that if, like, you defile the forest in front of one, it's just going to lock the woods around you forever until you die? Yeah, cool. And then we just get some pustule of poison grass. Neat. People ask for Rockman. Yeah, make the stone guardians. There's not, like, many ones, so the Golett, it's a thing, but again, you gotta have a pre-evolution, and then you have, like, I don't remember what they're called, like Stone Sentinels or something. I don't know, man. They hit you with an arrow the size of a tree from like 20 years away. But yeah, like there we go. It's cool. Golett, not my favorite Pokemon, but you see this and still, once again, Pokemon, Elden Ring, done. Fairy Torkoal as the turtle priest. Cool. And yeah, you take Octillery and then you turn it into the mobile flamethrower. And once again, like, the cool thing about this is that it relates in every way. Everyone knows that the giant dogs in Caelid are messed up and will ruin, like, you're going to see them in your dreams for a couple days. I'm sorry, that's just the cost of playing Elden Ring. The Iron Maidens are haunting. What happens with Blaidd touches everyone. And the faces, like, the rolling faces that shoot fire at you are a phobia I didn't know I had. The first time one of those came rolling at me, I experienced a fear that I've experienced a few times in my life. I actually felt more prepared for the Iron Maiden. But Octillery, it's got the stupid head, so it works. Electrode. The unnatural face thing is, again, another, like, that just catches you off guard with how weird it is. Like, those are in the world. It wasn't that much of a threat. Like, it didn't maul me, but it's still something unpleasant to experience. And just the overall theme. This seems like some kind of creature that's going to be rolling around in ruins, waiting to ruin your day. And that's actually kind of like another cool idea from, like, Pokemon Elden Ring, or, like, you know, a Lands Between regional variant of a Pokemon. That doesn't have to be directly this Pokemon translated into an enemy, but, like, yo, I could see this Pokemon being in Elden Ring being a bit more, like, crazy looking, and getting that perfect representation. I think we kind of saw that with the Trevenant, unless I'm stupid, I don't see the direct comparison here. Okay, at least I'm not the only one. What enemy is this, bro? I'm mad curious. I don't think I've gotten to this part yet. And yeah, the response is a meme and no one else kind of chimed in. Oh, no! Why? Again, I've like prepped all these images and they still catch me off guard because the Blightworms are the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in any video game, and maybe any sound folly ever. I still haven't killed any of the giant ones. It doesn't do damage. It just does death. And it's just freaky and messed up the entire way through, but Tangrowth. If you can just kind of like rework the tentacles in your mind, you can piece this together, and then you can portray it exactly. And this is a story about a man and his horse. So I'm actually kind of happy because I was early on with the Radahn lore. So I learned about the man developing gravity magic just so he could keep his favorite horse before it was cool. And once again, this is cool and perfect. I hate Hoopa as a Pokemon, but Hoopa Unbound General Radahn, hundo percento. And then the sad Mudsdale, but I mean, like, Mudsdale, it's the stamina workhorse. Like, the whole thing about Mudsdale's lore is that's just going to keep grinding and powering through. And it does for Radahn. And then, yeah, like, God, so good. So good. And now that we've made it to the end of the video, we can talk about spoilers, right? Because the tragic thing about this art, besides what happens to Blaidd, is that this is how you lead the video. This is how you get people invested. This is that sick, sweet audience retention because of the true perfection that is on display here. But it's kind of lame if like 5 seconds in the video I go, spoiler alert! The reason why I'm so sad is because of what happens to Blaidd. And I've been holding this sadness with me since I started playing the game. I think I did that like day 2 or something, because I beat the game like very quickly within the first week. And I haven't really talked about it that much outside of stream, so like any kind of extra content. And the worst part was having to just like hold the sadness inside of me while my friends slowly progress through the game, because I kind of rushed it. I just wanted to, like, you know, beat it and experience it my way. But my friends, they're existing Souls players, so they wanted to find every nook and cranny and weapon and boss and lore, and then they wanted to take their pleasant time. And then they did it, like, out of order. So I'd be like watching them stream in Discord, they'd make it to this, and then they'd be like, oh cool, we got the moon ending, let's go to the royal capital. I'm like, no, Blaidd, go find Blaidd. I think he's still at the towers, right? So you can't, like, I'm trying to guide my friends into finishing the story, but not giving anything away. And then sometimes my friends would, like, jump in and spoil for the other friend, and then that got all sad and messy. But, yeah, so like, they would do it, and I'd have to DM them, like, right? I was sad. I legitimately got depressed for 2 days. Like, I would just be sitting there in bed while I'm ready to go to bed, just like, fuck, man. My homie, Blaidd, why? Like I said, I did Ronnie's questline just so I could get as much Blaidd as possible, and then I went through the stages of grief over this NPC. You know, like, I had anger. I was like, you know what? Blaidd wasn't even that cool anyway. He was kind of a flake. He's like, to progress the story that you get totally lost in, because the other dude that's a complete jerk in his tower, I don't remember his name, he just like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you. Why am I going to help you? And then Blaidd's like, hey, go talk to him, and then do what is right in your heart. So I got mad at Blaidd because I'm like, yeah, he was kind of a flake. He just told me, you know, do whatever's right. But then I get lost in the quest line. I didn't want to look up guides, but I had to look up guide after being lost for an hour and not knowing who to talk to. And then I watched a couple of lore videos and spent hours on the wiki to kind of get the full picture of what's going on in Elden Ring. And that's when you learn about Empyreans getting their own half-wolf shadows. And then that's the whole story behind Malekith. And Malekith has one of the coolest designs in gaming, like in all of gaming for me. So he's really awesome, and his story is really cool with the Rune of Death. And then I realized, like, okay, so yeah, even though EG tells you that Blaidd is cursed, that if Ronnie ever betrays the fingers, because that's how Empyreans and Shadows work, then Blaidd goes crazy, and that's where it all came together. So my first playthrough, I was like, yo, I spent all these hours doing Ronnie's quest, and I didn't know, like, how to select an ending because this is my first Souls game. I also didn't know, like, how easy it is to miss NPCs and dialogue. I didn't know that that blue thing on the ground was Ronnie's summon. So I just went and repaired it because I thought by doing Ronnie's quest that automatically unlocks it. But instead I got the default ending by accident when I had full intention to do Ronnie's quest. However, now that now that I know what I know and I've learned everything and I've gotten over my emotional stages of grief, I realized I made the correct play. Because fuck Ronnie for betraying the fingers and then cursing Blaidd. Sure, she's doing her own thing, and sure, she says she loved Blaidd, but that still doesn't excuse what happened. So by ignoring her story, or like by ignoring her ending, and just becoming the Sigma maidenless Elden Lord that I am, I think I kind of got my story all together. Now, I like, and now I'm also still a little bit of sadness and desperation. Like, if only there was something we could do to save Blaidd, or maybe the DLC will kind of like have an alternative arc that, you know, where we stop Ronnie from betraying the fingers. I know that's not going to happen. I know I need to kind of give up on those dreams, but at least I was able to find my own closure in the actions I took out of ignorance. And now I get to tell my story to the 5% of people that are still watching at the end of this video, because we have some really incredible art. I'm feeling good today at the end, when all is said and done. I'm feeling good about today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.